Hello there. How are you? Welcome. I wonder if you remember what happened last week when we were looking at the story. Wow, I'd almost forgotten about that. Do you remember Haman and what he did and how he persuaded the king to issue that order, and he got the ring from the king, and they were going to annihilate all the Jews? I'm really excited to find out what happened next. Should we find out together? So when Mordecai, this is Mordecai, learned that all of that had been done, so all that Haman had done, he tore off his clothes. And then he put on an old sack. And then he went out into the city wailing loudly and bitterly. No. He was so upset.
Oh no!
But he only went as far as the King's Gate, because nobody who wore a sack was allowed to go past this. And across the land in every province that the edict had gone to, there was great mourning among the Jews, with fasting, weeping and wailing. When Esther's attendants told her about this, she was in great distress and very upset. She sent him clothes to put on instead of the old sack. But he wouldn't accept them. Then she summoned Hathach, one of her attendants, and ordered him to find out what was troubling Mordecai. So Hathach went to Mordecai in front of the king's gate, and Mordecai told him everything that happened to him, including the exact amount of money that Haman had promised to pay to the royal treasury, and he gave him a copy of the text. He told Hathach to show the text to Esther and explain it to her, and he told him to instruct her to go to the king's presence to beg for mercy and plead with him for her people, the Jews. Hathach went to Esther and gave her the message from Mordecai and the text, but then she gave a message back to send to Mordecai.
But everyone knows that if anyone goes to the king without being invited, they will be put to death unless he pardons them.
A lot of back and forth, but when Mordecai received that message from Esther, he sent another message back to her that said,
"Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position at such a time as this."
So he was saying, please help, and you might not be safe yourself, Esther. Really think about it. So when Esther received this message, she thought, and then she sent one final message back to Mordecai.
"Go gather all the Jews and fast for me. Do not eat for 3 days. I will also fast. When this is done, I will go to the king."
Wow, those messages were a bit exciting, weren't they? And what's going to happen next? I mean, will she do the right thing? Will she go and talk to the king? She might die. And all those people were fasting and probably praying for Esther. And isn't that really powerful? Because Esther isn't a big, brave warrior, was she? She was just a Jewish lady who had been made queen. And God uses people who are not big, brave warriors. Sometimes they're scared, powerless, and seem pretty weak. And we have to be brave, though, when we trust God. Like Esther, we can go to God for strength and help. We can pray to him, can't we? To get strength, to get help. I wonder, though, what Esther will do. I'm looking forward to finding out what happens next week.